Rusty had this beautiful pendant, but it was in sterling silver, and the stones were fake. He simply wanted June to have the same thing, but in white gold, and with real diamonds and a real pearl. The diamonds are from an old ring he had. We're using what's called the lost wax casting process. It all starts with carving a wax that we'll surround with plaster of Paris in a steel cylinder. Once the plaster dries, we'll put the cylinder in an oven for over 14 hours so the wax can completely burn out. When we remove the cylinder from the oven, we pour molten gold into it, and out comes a gold replica of what we made in wax. You'll see us pour the gold later in the video. The saws and files and grinding tools we use are specially made for wax so they don't get all gunked up. Whoever thought of that was a genius. We roughed out the shape with the saw, so now we're fine-tuning it. This is where the pearl will sit. The pearl has a hole in it, so we create a peg for extra security. Don't you just love it? While casting, we hold a saw in one hand to prevent the gold from overshooting the steel cylinder. We grab the crucible, which now holds the gold in a liquid state at about 1700 degrees, and pour it into the opening. To break up the plaster of Paris and remove the piece, we submerge the cylinder in a bucket of cold water. The whole floor rattles. That's what 14-karat white gold looks like before we work our magic. We'll spend hours grinding, filing, and polishing to make the new piece match the old one. This is a magnetic tumbler. Thousands of tiny steel rods will be pulled around and around for hours, polishing every nook and cranny to make Rusty's love shine. While the other part is tumbling, we can start setting the diamonds. That tool just cut what's called a seat, the exact same shape as the bottom of a diamond, so we can set it straight. Now we make sure there are no sharp edges so it won't catch on anything. Oops, I dropped it. Here we're using what's called a laser welder. By pressing a foot pedal, we send a beam of intense heat that actually melts the metals together. It's one of my favorite tools. Isn't it incredible? This is 14-karat white gold wire that is only 3/10 of a millimeter thick. We're adding a bunch of it to ensure the diamonds can't get knocked off. It's time to connect the chain. This takes pinpoint accuracy. Did you see that? I love my job. This is rhodium. We plate all white gold with rhodium because white gold is a little yellowish since it's made from yellow gold. The rhodium looks orange here, but it's really as white as platinum. Adding the pearl is the icing on the cake.